Hey guys, it's Zachy here. Today I'm not doing a cover, I'm not doing any of that. I'm just kind of doing a questions nobody asked. In other words, I'm just answering questions about like what kind of stuff I use when it comes to gear. And so if you guys are new to the channel and you guys are like, kind of like that stuff. Like if you like this bass or my Spectra, or if you guys want to know what my amp is or anything like that, this is a video you'd want to watch. Also going to be covering picks, strings, and all that kinds of stuff. So starting off with probably one of the most important things in my arsenal is a bass. In the arsenal is a bass. So this bass in particular is a Jackson Calibre JS3Q in the transparent blue burst. This one costs, after tax and shipping, $435. The regular price for it without tax and shipping is $350. It has a maple neck, a laurel fingerboard if I remember right. It's a bound neck, so it has the white around the side of the neck. It has fret markers. It's a 21 fret neck. It has Jackson tuning machines. Although mine is a little messed up on this string. There was a plastic washer that just disintegrated once, and I'm getting that fixed. I'm also planning on eventually upgrading to a Hipshot D tuner on the low E, so I can drop tune. So like if I'm playing music or if I'm recording covers, I can switch from Blackfield Bride. I can switch from like Wasp to Blackfield Brides real easy, because those songs, they're in half-step tuning. But Wasp is in just regular half, and then Blackfield's in like C sharp, which is just a whole step down from E flat. So that's gonna be good. Has Jackson high output pickups. It's an active 3-band EQ. Bass, mid, treble right there. Jackson high mass bridge. I have Dunlop strap locks on this bass in particular. I highly recommend that if you're kind of a person that moves around on stage a lot, which is that's kind of how I am. Even though I never played on stage, this is probably the bass I'm going to use for like my first few gigs, when everything clears up. So Jackson Calibre JS3Q, this is the bass I'm using most of the time. Although I have right here my other bass, my Jackson Spectra JS3 in the silver burst laurel fingerboard. I think that's what it is. Maple neck. By the way, this neck on the Kelly Bird is graphite reinforced, which helps with climate change. Like when you're touring, it makes the neck stay in shape, unlike this neck, which is just a regular maple neck with the truss rod in it. Also, I run heavy gauge strings, and I'll get to that in a bit. As of right now, I have this bass set up in drop D. I'm not planning on getting a D tuner on this because they don't sell them in the darker chrome. I think it's a poplar body. Both of them have poplar bodies, and like, although the only difference is Lindsay has the maple cap. Has two Jackson pickups in it. They are active, but also passive. If you lift up as a push-pull pot, I usually run them in active. I have it on the neck pickup 90% of the time on both of the basses. Well, it's actually more 50-50. And then this bass has coil split. So if you like more of the jazz bass sound, you can get that. Or if you like the humbucker sound, you can do that. Jackson high mass bridge. You could obviously see where my hand rested right there, and my pinky would wrap around the G, and I'd play like this, and then when I'm doing finger style. Yeah. But overall, really good bass. It's a good starter. It's $300. New. This is a very good bass. If you don't like the Ibanez sound gears as much, because that's what everybody uses, probably the closest thing you can get to a Ibanez sound gear from any other company is probably this bass. It's a really good bass. Highly recommend it. It has the silver burst. It's a 24 fret, which is really good, and it has the bound neck as well, and the dot inlays, unlike the block inlays. On to strings. The strings I use are on this bass. I have D'Addario 55 to 110s heavy gauge, which is really good for drop tuning, or if you like more of a stiffer string, it's really good for that. Then on Lindsay, I have Ernie Ball 55 to 110 strings. So that's, they're both the same gauge, just different companies, because they didn't have Ernie Balls where I got the strings for this guy. Although I do recommend, if you do want to change string gauges on a neck that doesn't have graphite reinforcement, take it to a luthier or do your research on YouTube, like spend an hour or two looking up how to adjust the truss rod and all that stuff. That's probably one thing I'm going to do a video on later down the road, is how to set up your bass. I usually have my bass set at a reasonable action, so I can still tap and also play reasonably well with a pick, or even just fingers. But overall, this one's a lighter bass, unlike my Kelly Bird, which is a little bit heavier. It just has the regular strap buttons, so I haven't got around to replacing those. Bolt-on neck, both of them have bolt-on necks. And yeah, it's a very solid bass. Onto the picks I use mainly heavy picks. The pick I really like using is a Pick Boy 1mm with the grips. It's very thick, it doesn't move. I also use Dunlop stubbies, or just regular heavy picks that you can get at Guitar Center or whatever. So yeah, picks. Then I also use Perry straps, $20 for good straps. Usually what I use, but what I use as an amplifier is a Ampeg BA108. It's a very, very good practice amp, but it could also be used as a stage amp. Those are the settings I have it on. It varies between basses. I have it set for the Kelly Bird right now, but when I have it at the Spectra, it's there. Because they vary in volumes, probably because I need to change the batteries. But yeah, it's an Ampeg BA108. Very good. And then I just have a generic cable right here. Then I have a sticker on the back. My right is a Leviathan, whatever. It's a thing I got in Loot Crate. But overall, yes, do recommend that. I also do have a Snark tuner. Highly recommended for one of these. Before I got this, I was using a capo and guitar tuner to tune. Another thing I really do recommend getting, if you want to change strings quick, whether you're playing guitar or bass, is one of these. You can get these string winders at any guitar store for about $4 or $5. I don't know the brand this one is, but I wanted a purple one, so I got a purple one. So overall, that's pretty much what I use. Jackson basses, Ampeg amplifiers. I eventually hope to upgrade to a 110 or a 115 later down the road. So yeah, sorry for the messy face situation. I need to start showering more, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, Jackson Caliburn and Jackson Spectra right there. I need to cut this video now because my orchestra teacher is on the way to deliver an upright bass. So I don't have to use these bad boys anymore. Yay! But also I can maybe do some covers with the thing, which is probably going to be really cool. So, this is Zach Allen 27 signing off. See you later.